My name's Chuck Carnevale. I'm 73 years old. I've got 4 children, 3 boys and a girl, 1 granddaughter. Born and raised in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Ended up going to the Army, Vietnam. Been in the financial services industry my entire career. I'm still doing that today. I have my own company. Moved to Tampa and been here ever since. I was raised by a golf widow. My mother really took care of us when my dad went and played golf every day. That's partially true. Well, I was like every little kid. I always wanted to play golf with my dad. He was a good golfer. He won his club championship a time or two, was always competitive. Played a lot of golf, was a scratch golfer, and I, of course, wanted to be like my dad, except that I always wanted to be a better golfer for him and just couldn't get it done. That was the real thing. I used to practice endlessly, never could even hardly get the ball in the air. So I literally was the world's worst golfer. I always kind of carried that around with me. I always wanted to be a better golfer because I always felt that that was a way for me to make my dad proud of me. But the problem was I never could get it done, at least not with the traditional swing. As I learned to play the game, unfortunately, my dad passed away. I just wish I could have went and played a decent round of golf with him, and had him see me actually play a round of golf. It was a thing for me. I mean, that's why I used to practice so hard when I tried to play with what I call it the traditional golf swing. I'm kind of an obsessive person. I would go out there for hours on a weekend, for example, and just hit golf balls for 5, 6, 7 hours in a row. Very badly, I might add. Very poorly, but I just kept trying.
He's played left-handed, he's played right-handed, he's played both sides, he's tried everything, and he was just never very good. I know he always struggled. He probably didn't have as much success as he wanted.
Every time I played, I thought about quitting. There were times when the only place I didn't want to be was on the golf course as a kid. But I'm a stubborn kind of guy, and like I say, I just could never give up, and I would just go out and just try to no avail. I just never could get it done. And I just kept looking for solutions, and I finally found one. I went to a clinic up at Orange County National, got to see Mo Norman. That was really probably my greatest inspiration. I got to see him do a clinic. Wife and I sitting right behind him, watched him hit balls for about an hour. It was just pretty amazing. But I think the real thing was the simplicity. Even to someone, a novice like myself, it was just obvious that he had the simplest move I've ever seen. Bottom line is I've never seen anybody strike a golf ball like Mo Norman did, and it just was inspirational. I met Todd at that clinic. Todd and I actually developed a friendship that we've played golf, and I just found a golf swing that I could actually hit the golf ball with. I could start to play golf, and that was just amazing. And I think the biggest thing was the simplicity of it, the less moving parts, as they like to say, and movements of the swing, the beautiful model that you had. I think that's one of the things that impresses me the most, is you have a model. Anytime the wheels fall off, you just go back to some of the fundamentals, and pretty soon you're hitting the ball again. And the other idea is just how straight you hit the ball. I mean, it's pretty incredible. At this point, I was promised the easier way to play golf, and I'd been promised that before, and everybody let me down. Fell in love with the game, fell in love with the ability to play it for the first time. So Single Plane Academy gave me the gift of golf, is the bottom line. And it was a gift I really wanted.
My name's Charlie Carnevale. I live in Allen, Texas. Have 1 son who's 16 named Jackson. Wife, she's a professional woman. She works as well, travels a lot. When I was a kid, very young, Dad played and practiced a lot, and I just didn't have a whole lot of interest in, for whatever reason. I was playing baseball, football, had motorcycles, grew up on a horse ranch, so I had a lot of other activities. Golf just didn't fit. It wasn't something that's really part of my youth. I hit balls as a child, just with Dad's clubs in the yard kind of thing. But the first time I really hit a golf ball was the summer before my junior year of high school. The guy that was on the golf team was hitting balls at our football practice facility, and I got out of the truck and hit some balls with him, and I was hooked. Made the golf team at Gainesville High School my junior year. The very next year, I was an 80 shooter probably within 90 days. It became kind of relatively natural to me. It's just always been my passion and my hobby. Probably spend way too much money on golf. Started having some back issues, football, car wrecks, life, probably golf as well. So I was having significant pain. I had the sciatica where the shooting pain was going down my leg. It got to the point where I never found relief. And I was putting off the back surgery as long as I could, and therapy and injections, and it just wasn't going to go, it just wasn't going to get better. So that's when I did the surgery, and I do believe that the single plane is definitely easier on the body and the back. Then as far as relationship with my dad, So it's a long story. So my dad and I hadn't spoke for a couple years. We had a little bit of a personal difference. I was struggling with my putting at the time, and I'm watching a video that on YouTube, had no idea what I was watching. It was a Graves Golf School putting video. And I heard my dad's voice, and sure enough, the camera pans to him in the video, and it's him at a Graves Golf School. And he's a side saddle putter, uses a long putter. That actually rekindled our relationship because I reached out to him after that, and we communicated, from then on. And that was the first real introduction. So I found it just pure coincidence. When I came into the single plane swing is when we really got closer, when we reconnected just, in our lives with just business and life.
He came to visit one time from Texas. He lives in Texas, and I had the Feeling of Greatness book sitting out. Picked it up and looked at it, and takes the book home. I gave it to him, and he ends up falling in love with the Mo Norman story and golf, and now he's a single plane golfer, and he and I ended up going to a Graves Golf Academy school together, and now he's kind of as much my coach as Todd and Tim are. He and I talk almost every day, even though he lives in Texas, about the single plane swing and how to play better and how to master it and so on. So it's been kind of a family affair for us.
Oh, it definitely gives us something that's very, very common. He lives in Florida, I live in Texas, so we can always communicate, share our golf stories and work on it. We're always trying to improve. He practices a lot, so he's always working on it and trying something. So I think it definitely gives us some common ground to communicate about.
And I think it's helped his golf game tremendously. It's allowed him to continue playing golf into his 40s now. He's in his mid-40s and hitting the ball probably as well or better than he ever did. Charlie's a good golfer, and he has a good command of the single plane. He understands the single plane swing better than I do. He helps me a lot at this point.
Oh, I mean, it's seeing your dad out there competing and having fun. It's I would say it's hard to describe the feeling, but you definitely have a little pride in it, a little passion and a little love in it. Seeing him doing what he enjoys, it was obviously nice. I
play once a week, but I practice every day. I've got my own little setup down here. I've got my own green, and I hit balls almost every day. It's actually a meditation for me. It's how I plan my day. I get up every morning, go down to my green, take my dog with me, and he caddies for me, helps me gather golf balls, and he and I, hit balls every day, and I get to play about once a week.
At my age now, I'm swinging the club faster than I did when I was 20 years old with a single plane swing, but it took a long time to find how to do that.
And bottom line is, I'm still playing golf, still enjoy the game, still go out with my children. It's a great way to bond and spend time with the family. Just an integral part of my life right now, and I've just always enjoyed the game. I think it's the greatest game in the world. It's just beguiling. I mean, you just always can get a little better, and you're always trying to get better. And I'm still doing that today at 73 years of age. But I'm still playing. That's, to me, the big thing. But again, my dad kind of inspired me too. I mean, that really is part of the story. I mean, for me, it was just something that was a thing for me because I always felt I was letting my dad down because I wasn't, as good as he was or even good enough for him to even be proud of me. So, and I said I'm an obsessive type person. So rather than give up, my challenge was I'm going to find a way to get better, and I eventually did. It's just incredible. I mean, it really is, just to be able to play golf with your kids, with your family. It's nothing like it. We got golf and our dogs.
That's it.